Good morning. Happy Friday. We made it. I hope everyone's coffee tastes extra delicious this morning. I hope you left out your water last night. I hope you drank it this morning. But let's see, what are we going to talk about today? Let's get into it. Been trying to think about some things that inhibit me from reaching my own goals that I consistently try and hit and often fail. And one of those things is using goal-oriented habits instead of identity-based habits. So, for instance, I'd like to use working out because it's pretty universal. I know we all have different goals. I know we're all striving for different things. But working out is one of those things that we should all be doing, exercising in whatever shape or form. So let's use that one. When we're working out, or when we want to start working out, or when we want to start exercising consistently, often we orient the activity around the goal. We think what we're going to look like in a bathing suit. We think how our muscles will look bigger. We think about the outcome. My cousin told me that I say a lot in these videos, so now it's really hard not to. I'm sorry. Anyway, we orient ourselves around the goal. And what happens is eventually we remember, or we default to the fact that we're not really a person who works out. So after we do it for a couple of days or weeks, we stop because we're like, oh, we're not really a person that works out. We're lazy. I'm lazy. I'm unfit. I'm a student first. I'm busy with work. Whatever it is, we fall back into the identity that we tell ourselves. And the identity that we have of ourselves is usually one that lacks power, is usually a powerless identity. And we need to start stepping into an identity that's powerful in order to achieve our goals. So this concept of identity-based habits has been around for a long time. A lot of different people will talk about it, as you'll see if you start to consume as much content as I like to. James Clear popularized it recently in Atomic Habits with identity-based habits. So we need to shift our identity into one that's more powerful. I am the type of person that works out every day. I am fit. I am healthy. You can write down whatever it is, the type of person you want to be, and reframe it as that's the type of person you are. And then you need to orient your habits around that type of person, not the goal. And James Clear likes to say that if you have an idea that's not backed by fact, it has a word, and it's called delusion. So we don't just want to trick ourselves. We're not just telling ourselves we are a healthy person, we are a person that works out. We need to back it with fact. So even if it's doing one push-up a day, or small incremental changes that don't seem significant are significant, because every time we do that one push-up, every time we make time to work out, no matter how small it is, it's a vote for the type of person you want to be. It's a vote for the identity that you want to embody. And then if you have enough votes, eventually it becomes undeniable that you are that type of person. Another way that I think I've talked about before that we can reinforce identity, which is a little bit of a trick, but I still think valuable, is visualization. Again, our brain cannot distinguish between reality and thought. So if we close our eyes at night and we visualize us getting up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning and doing our workout, or we visualize the next night's workout, we visualize eating healthy, we walk ourselves through each of the steps it would take, putting our clothes on, doing the workout. Our brain doesn't know that that's not reality. It saw it, it envisioned it. It's a vote for the type of person you want to be. It's a little vote in the checkbox for being a fit person, being a person who never misses a workout, being a person that prioritizes their health. So I think visualization is key. Small incremental change is key for identity-based habits. If you just jump in because you're tired of being fat or weak or unhealthy and you're just depressed, it's a good jumping off point, because you need that motivation, even if it's emotional, to get in and to start. But if it's based around the wrong reasons, just the end goal, you're never going to stick with it. It's not going to work. Over and over again, we'll fail, and you just become in this repetitive nature, and our brain loves patterns, right? So it's like, oh, we know what we're doing here. We're going to do this for a few days and then we're not going to do it anymore. So we really need to reframe our thoughts around what we're going after. You really need to embody the identity of the person that would work out every day. There's a TED Talk and it's called the 100% Rule That Will Change Your Life. I think the last name of the speaker is Hardy. And he talks about, I think a client or a friend of his, it's an anecdote about somebody who weighed 400 pounds, who got dragged to like a motivational conference. And Zig Ziglar, I believe, is the one that talks about how we view ourselves. Our identity is very powerless, and he viewed himself as being a fat person. And then he just listened to these talks 6 hours a day. Input shapes your outlook, shapes your action. And he decided to embody a new identity. So he went out, put a deposit on $600 suits, etc., that did not fit him. The cashier laughed at him, all that. And then he was in the grocery store one day and a little girl said, "Look, there's a fat man." And he turned around and looked for the fat person. And then he laughed at himself because he still weighed 400 pounds. But he realized that he was no longer embodying that identity. He was embodying the identity of the person he wanted to become. So he no longer even related to that identity, and obviously ended up losing all the weight. So it's like a really great anecdote of how it works to just completely change your mindset, completely change your identity to orient around whoever it is the person that you want to become. I've been telling myself I am a person who works out every day. I am a person who wakes up early. For me, it's almost default with the working out. I've talked about this before, but being pregnant, I really can't have a goal-based orientation around working out, right? Because I'm still getting fatter, which is actually a really good thing in this case, because I can tell myself I am a person who works out. I am a person who gets up every day and prioritizes their training, and that reframe of mind is just really working for me. And let me know if it works for you, or if you like the idea, or what you think about it. Check out that TED Talk. Of course, if you haven't read Atomic Habits by James Clear, you have to, or listen to it. It's amazing. I think I read it last year or the year before, and I'm gonna need another read through. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. I think I'll continue doing these through the weekend. We'll see how it goes. I love you. Talk to you soon. Bye.